at the time too, and I thought, learning from some of those coaches, like Coach Saban, Steve Sarkisian, Bill O'Brien, Alex Mortensen, all those guys, like it was a great place to kind of just learn and just build connections for the future.
We were at Alabama together with the era of Bill O'Brien and Pete Golding and Saban, of course. And everybody loves to tell Saban stories. And if you have any, I'd love to hear them. But I want to hear what's your best Bill O'Brien story, or his BOB as we called him, because it was almost like the madder he got, the funnier it got. Because
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, like just that dry, sarcastic, like
Right. Yeah, no, Coach O'Brien was one of my favorite coaches at Alabama. I mean, he was the coach that really, like, he kind of fit my style because he was an old school, no nonsense, coming from the NFL. Obviously, when you're dealing with NFL players, they don't really like, they kind of want to be told straight up, and they didn't want really sugarcoat stuff. And that's how Coach O'Brien was. He would just tell you straight to your face if you sucked or if you were a good player. He really didn't care. He was that type of a guy. And I mean, he was awesome. He kind of helped me a lot. He was really the first guy that, not really the first guy, but he was really one of the guys at Alabama that told me, like, you can play somewhere. And he was he helped me a lot getting that full ride to Western Michigan. He called them for me, and basically got me that offer. But as far as stories go, I mean, I got a lot of Coach O'Brien stories. Our quarterback room with Bryce and Milrow and then him. I mean, it was every day. We had so much fun in that quarterback room. But he would tell Tom Brady stories all the time. But I would probably say my favorite story. He used to tell a story when he was head coach of Penn State. Um, they had Allen Robinson, and we had a play, and I don't remember what the play was called, but it was an out and up, and I think there was a seam and whatnot. Um, he would tell us all the time, Allen Robinson caught his first touchdown at Penn State when I was there on an out and up. He would say it like all the time. He said in the summer, in the fall, and eventually, one of the plays popped up on the screen, and Bryce Young used to sit right in front of me in the quarterback room, like I could like touch him like this. And I remember that play popped up, and I just hit Bryce on the shoulder. And I was like, and Bryce turns around, looks at me. I was like, Allen Robinson scored a touchdown, his first touchdown at Penn State on out and up. And Coach O'Brien just started laughing. He's like, shut the F up, Stone. Like, shut the F up. But yeah, I mean, he was just that type of dude. We had a lot of fun together with Coach O'Brien. Um, Obviously, super knowledgeable guy. I mean, he's been around. He coached Tom Brady. He coached Randy Moss in New England, like head coach for the Houston Texans. I mean, it was it was a I mean, he was one of my favorite coaches of all time. But I mean, so many stories. He would tell stories about Tom Brady, and how he worked and stuff like that. And it was really cool just to be around a guy like Coach O'Brien, just the knowledge that he brought.
I remember sometimes too, he would get almost nose to nose with Saban. And you're like, oh shit, something about to
Oh
happen
yeah.
here.
Yeah, yeah, no, he was not afraid when Saban, I mean, obviously, Saban likes to get on the coaches, and he was the one guy that was not afraid to like give it back to Coach Saban. A lot of the coaches, they cower and they kind of get scared. He did not care, man. He would give it right back, and that's just the way he was. He was the same way in our meetings. He was the same way with the players on the field. He would get in players' faces at practice if he felt like they were kind of, not at the standard where they should be for that day. That's just the type of coach he was. So he was one of my favorite coaches of all time. But yeah, I mean, I love Coach O'Brien.